Hi, and welcome back to another video for Your Soul Evolution. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to check the description box. I've created a free guided meditation MP3 that will help to raise your vibration. In today's video, I wanted to share with you a few thoughts or concepts that I know for me personally sometimes get pushed to the side, they get on the back burner, and I kind of have to do a reality check with myself to remember what our true focus is and the real purpose behind why we're here. So first of all, this is something that not a lot of people like to talk about because for whatever reason, it is something that makes us feel uncomfortable, even though it is the one thing that no matter who you are on this planet, we all share. And that is the fact that someday we will all cross over. We will all pass away. Our physical body will die and we will return back to our true essence of who we are or whatever you believe to be true. But either way, your physical body will die. And I try to talk about this pretty often because it's not something we should be scared to talk about. And it's not something that should be uncomfortable because it's just part of it. And so one of the things that I wanted to remind you of today is at the end of your life, we know you will not take any material things with you. You will only take your consciousness. Whatever your state of mind is at the time of your death is what will carry over. Whatever is deep inside your subconscious, that is what you will take over with you. Whatever mindset you have at the time, you will take that with you. Whatever your frame of mind is on your deathbed, you will take with you. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So will this be bitterness? Will this be anger? Will this be fear? Will this be some kind of obsession that you had in this physical reality? Are you obsessed with material things? Are you obsessed with sports teams? Are you obsessed with what the government is doing? Are you obsessed with cars or clothing? Are you obsessed with J-Lo and Shakira in the Super Bowl halftime show? Whatever is that you're holding in your mind is what you will take with you. What I personally believe is that when you cross over, you will go into a reality of your own making. That if you were obsessed with football, let's say in this life, your whole entire life was just football and watching football games or watching the Stars games or things like that. When you cross over, you will go into a reality where you are still obsessed with football or hockey or soccer, whatever it is. You will continue that. And some of you may be just fine with that. I mean, if that's what you did in your life, your physical life, and that's what you want to do for all of eternity, and that'll be fine. But you have opportunity there to explore who you really are on that spiritual level and go to the higher realms. And that will be your choice to make. But a lot of people never realize that they have a choice and they don't have to continue in that what's usually called a consensus reality. But that's a whole other video. I don't want to go too deep into that here. I do have videos on that, I think. But anyway, what I really wanted to go over today is that we have to remind ourselves sometimes that we are only here temporarily, and the physical things going on around us, the material things, all of that it's really just nonsense. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter. All of these things that we can get obsessed with, what's going on in the news, what's going on in politics, none of that stuff is gonna matter. That is all just drama for us to get involved in while we're here if we wish to do so. I do not wish to do so in any sort of way. So we have to remind ourselves of that and detach from it as often as possible. At least several times a day, we need to be reminding ourselves, this is not why I'm here. You know, if you are someone who gets so involved and caught up in the earthly things going on around us, you really need to do a reality check and remember that all of that is just temporary. And what we are truly here to do is to evolve our consciousness and move the heck on out of here. It is not to stay here and make this place the perfect world, because we're not going to be here forever. There's no reason why we would be here to make this the perfect place to be, because that is not the intent. The intent is not to stay here. It's to evolve spiritually, evolve our consciousness, and hit the road. Okay? So what I'm suggesting you do each day so that you can stay where you need to be is, first of all, wake up in gratitude. Okay, that is one of the most important things that we can do that we often don't do. We overlook it and we don't think about it. We do good for a while and then we let go of that. And we need to remember that when we are in a state of gratitude, then we open the door to more and more things to flow into our lives that we can be grateful for. So there is no better place to be than in a grateful vibration. A grateful vibration can only bring good things to you because you're putting out that gratitude, being thankful for a roof over your head. You're being thankful for all the things that you have in your life. You're not focused on what you don't have, because then you'll bring that into your life. But when you wake up and as soon as your eyes open up, you're like, thank you for another day. Thank you for another day with my children. Thank you for another day with my husband or my wife. Thank you that I have food to eat. I have money to pay my bills. All of that. That is the first thought that should be on our minds, to stay in that vibration of gratitude. The next thing that we should be doing is practicing Oponopono daily, because when we are constantly working on ourselves and clearing out that old baggage and that old goop that's weighing us down, then we are making ourselves lighter. We are clearing all of that, and what we really need to be doing is, as soon as something happens, using that Ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Don't even give it a chance to build up in your system. Don't give it a chance to take up residence in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. Don't even give it a chance. As soon as something comes up that's negative, or you feel like someone did something to you, start that Ho'oponopono. Don't even let it in your vibration. Just nip it right there. And that way you're constantly working on using the Ho'oponopono to get rid of old crap and nipping new stuff right there and not allowing it to go any further. The next thing we need to do is restrict our time on social media. We need to remember that all of that is garbage. And I have to do that too, because every once in a while I have some downtime, and it is scary how you will just automatically pick up your phone and just start looking on your social media. Even though there's nothing on there that you need to look at. There's nothing on there you're interested in. It's your brain. I mean, it's crazy. So I really have to tell myself at certain times of the day, don't even look at your phone. You know, I have it on where it can ring if someone needs me, but don't even look on there unless, there's really something that you need on there, because it's just a bad habit. More than likely, you're going to see something on there. Somebody's going to post something that you don't agree with. It's going to get you all riled up. It's going to lower your vibration. There's no need in that. There are more chances of you seeing something negative on there that is gonna get your dander all up than you seeing something good on there and being like, oh wow, that's awesome. I mean, it's just more than likely it's gonna be something negative that you didn't have to see, that now your vibration's lowered for no reason. So just take that time to unplug each day from your phone. It's very important. I know when I used to hear people say that, I was like, oh, whatever, I'm not that attached to my phone. You don't realize it until you spend time away from it and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I really have a bad habit of picking that thing up and looking at it, even though there's nothing on there that I really care about. So we just need to remember that we are in control of our bodies and our minds. It's just like kind of telling yourself, I'm still the boss, you're not the boss. You know, I'm being programmed by the news, you know, the media, all of that stuff. I know that I'm actively being programmed by all of that, but at the end of the day, I'm still the boss here, and I'm not buying into it. I'm not attaching myself to it. I know that all of that's out there, but I'm detaching from it. Connecting to your consciousness, meditation, go outside. There's so many things that you can do that are meditation that you don't even think about, like listening to music, listening to some of your old jams from high school. I know that most of the music I listen to is from the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. I don't listen to any of that new stuff. I wouldn't even know any of it if I heard it. So just, you know, listen to some old jams that you really like. Do some dancing, you know, just bust moves out in your living room or in your kitchen. Go for a walk. Read a book that you really enjoy. Have a meal that you really enjoy. And just focus on that meal and, you know, chewing your food and enjoying it. There's so many things that we don't realize that we're meditating, and we really are. And we could put more focus into that each day and be present to the moment. That is all that it is about, is setting an intention to become aware and present to the moment. And when you're eating a delicious meal of meat and a side of meat, like I prefer to do, you can really, you know, enjoy it. Get all the senses, the smells, the taste, the texture, you know, that it can be a meditation. It doesn't have to be this big, complicated thing in the lotus position with your incense, surrounded by crystals, using a singing bowl. It doesn't have to be all of that. All of that stuff is just tools. It's all about you and setting an intention to connect to your consciousness and grow and evolve that consciousness. Being present to the moment, bringing your senses to where you are currently, not being in the past, not being in the future, just being present to that moment. So I just wanted to remind you that we will all pass away at some point. All the material garbage of this reality will not matter. So try not to get so involved in it. Focus on raising your vibration. Focus on raising your consciousness, because that is what you're going to take with you at the end of the day. Okay? So if you have any comments, please leave them below. I try my best to respond back if you have questions. And until then, I will see you on the next video.